Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have a video on a very special new Sonia G brush. This is the Sonia G Jumbo Bronzer, part of the Sky series, which you'll recognize from the blue maple wood handle. So we're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you a few different ways to use it, 2 different ways to use it, to be precise. Now this was a tricky review to decide whether or not to do. I ordered mine, I got it, I paid for it, all that exciting stuff, and it shipped out to me. I'm not too far from Beautylish. They're in San Francisco, I'm in Los Angeles, so it doesn't take too long to get to me, but darn it, wouldn't you know, it had sold out by the time it had gotten to me. And you know, there becomes the kind of inner struggle of, do I review something that you can't get your hands on right now? But I'll tell you why I decided to do it. Number 1, I want to show you how to use it in case you ordered it. And number 2, though it is sold out, it will restock because Sonia G promises us that this is not a limited edition item. So why is it sold out? Well, you know, they're made in small batches by artisans in Japan, so they can't just have an unending amount, so they will have to be made more, but it's not a once it's gone type situation. So it will be coming back, and I did link below. It's not affiliate, that part of it, but I did link for you to get your name on a wait list for when it does come back, because Sonia herself tells us they're hoping for a restock. I'll let you know more when I end up hearing more. All right, so what is the Sonia G Jumbo Base? Well, it is an $85 brush when it is in stock, and as I told you, it is part of the Sky series, as you see here, by its blue lacquered maple wood handle. This is a great brush for bronzer and finishing powder. Now, I don't know about you, I have a big brush collection, and I tend to use my Sonia G brushes for very precise application purposes. Her brushes are multi-purpose for sure, but for me, they tend to really, I tend to rely on them for specific purposes when putting on makeup. And when I say rely and when I say specific, I do mean it. This for me, and Sonia G says, you can see on her blog, Sweet Makeup Temptations, which I will link below. Check it out. She has a ton of comparisons and usage, and she is so intricate and so knowledgeable and gets just to the minutia and the detail. So she has everything, and there's no need to restate it. But from my point of view, I do see what she means, that this is a great brush for bronzing and for finishing powder. Not necessarily setting powder. I mean, you could set with it after you do your foundation, but I'm going to show you finishing powder after all the makeup is on, because this brush is just dense enough to apply enough product and just fluffy enough not to disturb your foundation and blush, everything underneath, you know, your highlight, all that stuff. It's not going to disturb that, so it's great for a finishing powder and great for a bronzer after you've put on your base makeup. Okay, your complexion products. So I'm going to show you, we're going to use it a little bit. Let's compare it first, and then we'll go into the demo. The first thing you want to do with a little sweetie like this is wash it, and I have had many videos where I demonstrate how to carefully wash a brush and not get any water into the ferrule, which disrupts the glue that holds the little bristles in. We don't want that. So I do demonstrate how to wash it and kind of just get it wet here and keep it and dry it kind of at an angle like that. We don't want any water in here. And when you wash it, when you first get it, it helps it just kind of achieve maximum fluffy wonderfulness. Maximum fluffy wonderfulness being a technical term, of course. Now, as I told you, this guy is just dense enough to apply enough product and just fluffy enough not to disturb underneath. This is a product, a particular brush that is nice and big, but it's still, you can get some control over it. I'm not saying it's precise, because it's too big to be precise, obviously, but it isn't like those really big fluffy brushes that just put powder all over the place with no control, like you would maybe set your makeup with. This is going to give you a little bit more of a precise control. It's kind of in between, really, 2 different Sonia G brushes. If you remember the Niji Pro, do you guys remember this one? This is a little bit denser, and it's going to have a little bit of a heavier application. This I also use for bronzer, especially if the bronzer is light, because with the Niji Pro, it's going to apply more product. So, you know, if I'm using like the Tarte bronzer is not really deep enough for my skin, skin tone. So I use the Niji Pro on that because it can really maybe darken it up a little bit. This guy, this brand new jumbo bronzer, is a little bit fluffier. So it, it's going to still be, it's still going to give you control like the Niji, but it will put on a little less product than this guy. And then it's a little bit denser than my personal favorite. I'm embarrassed to hold it up. This brush, the Face Pro. Okay, do not brush shame my brush. This brush is overly loved. Okay, this this is my Face Pro. I know I need to buy another one. You guys, I treat it really well. Please don't laugh at it. It's overly loved. I treat it very well, but I would run back into a burning building for this. I apply my bronzer with this little guy every morning. I know, what do I use the Niji Pro for? Bronzer that doesn't show up very well. Sometimes blushes. This one really does a nice blush. So this guy's multi-purpose. This little guy, the Face Pro for me from Sonia G's line, only does bronzer for me, and it is every day. I mean, I don't think I've cleaned it in a week or two because it's just, I love it. I know he's misshapen at this point, but I love him. Okay, so this guy is in the middle. It's going to apply a little more than my beloved Face Pro and a little less than my also beloved Niji Pro. So this will do a really nice application of bronzer if you want to do, I'm going to show you kind of around the hairline there, and it will also buff in a nice amount of a finishing product. So let's give it a try. I've got my mirror right here. And let's start with a bronzer. I brought over a nice powder bronzer. I like this powder bronzer from Victoria Beckham Beauty, and I'll admit to you that I cheat a little bit and I just kind of dip in wherever. I like to warm the face with bronzer, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the jumbo bronzer and just kind of, as you see, I just kind of swirled it in there. And then I'm going to show you a great way, and remember this is all washed and ready to go, to just warm up the face. So this side, look at already the difference. And all I did was just kind of go around, like in the 3 type movement, just to warm up the outside of my face. Look at what a beautiful job that did. It doesn't over apply. It doesn't look silly. I don't look like I have a beard or anything like that. And look how much warmer this side of the face is than this side. And I just did a quick wash with that. It's a beautiful bronzer brush. Maybe this little guy can finally have a bit of a rest. I know I need to get a new one. I know, I love it though. Okay, let's do this side. And the great thing is, you guys, I actually have a lot of, highlighter on today because I did a look with the Cool palette from Tarte. This is a second look with the Cool palette. Sometimes when things are cool on my face, I don't feel bright enough, so I added on more highlight. Why am I telling you that in a Sonia G brush video? Because I want you to know that it didn't pick up. My highlight is still all there, even though I just went over it. It's a really kind of a sensual feeling. It just feels so nice on the face. I also want to show you this with a finishing powder. Now I know you're thinking, Rebecca, it has bronzer all over it. Well, not really, and I could of course wipe it off on my pants here on a microfiber towel, of course. But I really don't mind because I don't have a lot of bronzer on it. I don't really mind if it warms the whole face. I don't. So let's take, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury, her new airbrush, the brightening. I've been really enjoying that as a brightening finishing powder. And of course there's a age-old debate about what finishing powder is. So I'll just tell you quickly. It's when all of your makeup is on and you just kind of want to give a really nice unified look to it all. This brush works for that too. I'll probably use it mostly for bronzer. I like to use a flat kabuki style generally to buff in finishing powder, but I do want to show you that this brush will work for it as well. Take a look on this side of the face, and it's not going to lift any of the product, and I'm just going to kind of go over gently. See, it's just dense enough to apply product, just fluffy enough, like I said, not to move anything underneath. So we still have my highlighter on, we still have that bronzer on, but we have a really nice, this is going to help my makeup last throughout the day, and it will erase any lines or anything that kind of looks a little bit off. You know, your blush from your bronzer and your highlight and that kind of thing. And just makes the whole look on my face a lot more polished with one brush. And yes, I'm going to tell you, I used it for bronzer and then used it right away for the finishing. Doesn't bother me at all. Makes it a very quick, useful tool for me. So I am going to be using this one a lot. I love things that I can grab for that. I tend to put on my bronzer last, so to be able to bronze and then just kind of real quick on a microfiber towel and then go ahead and do the finishing powder with it without even releasing it from my hand is a delight for me. I'm always in a hurry, even when I'm not in a hurry. So I really like the way the application of that, and I think it's given me a really pretty finished look, well worth the money for me, and well worth saving it for that particular precise application every day. Now, if you bought yours, I want to know it. Want to know what questions you have so that I can help you out with it. Let me know if you have any questions about washing. It's been a while. I do have some washing videos, brush washing videos out there, but it has been maybe a while. So if you have a question, go ahead and ask me. If you are wondering about this one or what you can get instead while this is gone, remember, not limited edition, but supposedly coming back hopefully soon. So you can use that link below to go ahead and sign up to be told when it's there. But ask me any questions you want. Would this also work for blush? Sure. There are no rules. I'm just telling you, Sonia G recommends it for those two purposes, and I do too. But could you use this in a pinch for blush? Absolutely. And for maybe setting powder over foundation, absolutely. You really could. But I like it for those two things the best. I will also link, as I said, Sonia G's blog below so you can read even more, because she has just such a great way of writing it out and, you know, filling us with all that good information. Let me know your questions below, though. Super happy to answer them. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, as it helps me build the numbers and get the word out. We also have all sorts of cool opportunities like super thanks to donate and get your name mentioned on the channel, and memberships. If you want to join, you can be party to really cool members only chats, live chats that we're having, live videos that we're having, and emojis and all sorts of fun little perks if you're interested. If not, I would love to see you in the next video or over on TikTok and Instagram too, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.